So let's call this meeting of Unionville Historic District and Properties Commission on October 6, 2022. We'll start by approving the minutes from September 1st, 2022. Did you all have an opportunity to read them?
Yes.
If not, please, it's barely a page, so please take the time if you haven't had an opportunity. All good? All right. All right. Anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
What
Steve he beat you to it, Barbara. Steve got it
That's
first.
okay.
He may be injured, but he's
first.
back. Okay, Steve's first, and Barbara, I'm assuming that's a second then.
I'll second.
Awesome, okay. Any changes or corrections to the minutes? If not, then all those in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No nays, no abstentions. The minutes are approved. Thank you very much. And Garrett, thank you very much for doing
No
that.
problem.
Makes a big deal for us. We'll now move on to our 2023 meeting schedule. And those were among the agenda that Garrett sent in the email about the this meeting. Did you all receive a copy?
Yes.
Remember? Yeah. Well, it's every Thursday.
Yes.
Every
So the
Thursday,
only
every single month. Yeah. First Thursday
only
of every single month. Yes.
conflict is December.
Okay.
Because the historic district meeting conflicts with the start of Hanukkah without knowing what everyone celebrates.
Yep.
And then the only alternate date would be the 13th, which is a Wednesday the following week, which is also during Hanukkah. So
No,
I
but
don't know.
That's okay.
Okay.
During, yeah, is during, you can meet during, I mean, you don't stop working during Hanukkah.
Right. No.
Yeah, so that's okay.
So
Go ahead.
do we want to keep it on the 7th or move it to the 13th?
I would just as soon leave it on the 7th. Does anybody else have
Yeah.
another?
No,
opinion?
I don't have a problem with that. I can, you light candles earlier than that anyway. I mean, sundown is way before 7 o'clock in December, so.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's not a problem. There is another conflict, and I probably won't be here that time, and that is April 6th is the second night of Passover, but that also is a holiday night.
That's strange.
So,
okay.
so I mean,
Yeah.
I won't be here. I'm not saying that you should change the meeting though.
Okay.
I suggest we change the meeting to the 13th
Yeah. Of the 13th of December, Bob?
of April.
The 13th of April?
Of April? Okay.
Okay.
That's fine with me. Anybody
All right.
else have any thoughts? No?
I might not be here. That's all that
Okay.
week.
The
So
whole
I'll
week.
talk with Shannon about that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that'll be our opportunity to do all the things that Garrett wouldn't let us do otherwise. So note that one, put a star next to that meeting. All right. And okay. So December 7th, everybody's okay with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So the 2023 meeting schedule as written, the only change being changing the April meeting from the 6th to the 13th. Do you have anything you'd like to say, Garrett? Anything else about the schedule?
No, I was only aware about the conflict with Hanukkah, and other than that, I don't think there was any other conflicts with any other town meetings or town council meetings, which is normally why we have to change dates. So I didn't see anything else.
Okay. All right. So then we do need to vote on it. So can I get a motion to approve the 2023 meeting schedule?
As amended?
Yes, as amended.
As amended, I so move.
Thank you. A second?
I will second it.
Thank you, Bob. Any other edits or corrections or discussion? If not, please signify your approval by saying aye.
I,
Any nays? No nays? Okay, the schedule passes approval. It's great to have it a year in advance. That's wonderful. All right, then we're going to move on to our other business items, which is a discussion about our new candidates for the commission. I was hoping Ed would be here, but that's okay. We can catch up with him later. Now, Garrett, you were going to check. At the last meeting, we had some confusion about what was coming up in front of the town council for approval for commissioners for the Historic District Commission, and I wondered if you'd had a chance to do that.
Yes, so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of. It showed someone else, was not, I'm thinking of someone else's
Yeah,
name.
it showed Howard Martin.
Yes, Howard Martin, thank you.
Right.
So I talked to Shannon the day after, and it is the commissioner vacancy that is being filled. That's what that means. So he left, so his vacancy was the one that they would be voting on. But they did not vote yet. The town council did not vote yet.
Okay.
I know, I'm sure everyone's aware, it was in the paper, but the high school kind of took up the last 1 or 2 town council meetings. There was a big change order for the school, or there's something with the state funding. I don't know exactly. So that kind of sucked up most of the town council meetings. So I'm hoping that they take care of it in November. But I need to check with the town manager's office, because, for example, Matt was not a voting member at the last meeting because he hadn't been reappointed yet.
Ooh.
Because his term would expire. So, and I told him about it after. So that's why I think it says. Yeah, when on the minutes it says Matt Ross, alternate non-voting. That
Okay.
evening. So,
Okay.
and I talked to him about it afterwards, and he understood. So I'm going to check with the town manager's office on that, because that might be a problem if this continues.
Yep.
On
Yep.
it for life.
What's that, Bob?
Politics.
Matt's on it for life.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he knows it too. So in addition to reappointing Matt, then we need 2 more additional members. Is that right?
Yes, still, I believe it was 2 alternates and 2 full members. Hold on.
No, hang on a second.
Did we get any bites on the letters sent out?
I haven't written it yet, Bob, so I'll
Oh,
just
I'm sorry.
confess straight on. No,
No.
don't be sorry. I'm the one who should be sorry. I'm going to write that and get it to Garrett tomorrow morning.
We have 1 full member vacancy and 1 alternate vacancy.
Right. That sounds.
Okay. 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 And does it include, and Matt Ross is separate from that, so it's,
Yes,
Matt-
he's still listed as being an alternate.
okay, great, all right.
Right.
All right, great. So Garrett, is it your understanding that they have candidates already, or?
I don't know, and when I talked to Shannon about it the following day of our last meeting, is that most of the time the political parties bring up candidates at the town council meeting, maybe a day before to the town manager's office, but generally we don't know if anyone's being I don't want to say promoted, but anyone from the
Political party.
political party.
Yeah.
The political the party councils is being put forward for a membership and then being voted on by the town council.
Okay, so I need to get a hold of the 2 parties and just ask them if they have candidates.
Yep.
Because we don't want to go stepping on a process they may be in the middle of. So let me do that tomorrow morning. All right. And if they do not have candidates, I'm going to get you a letter to the property owners within the district, inviting them to connect if they're interested in joining. Okay. All right.
And that's to all the properties that are part of the district, or every home within the district, the boundary.
We were just, it was my understanding, we were only talking about the property owners who had buildings listed within the district.
That's what I just want to double check before I make a list.
Yeah, that's fewer than 50, so it's not,
Yes.
It's not horribly, but the other list would be considerably
Yes.
longer.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'll be in touch with you then tomorrow,
All right.
Garrett,
No problem.
and we'll get this kind of worked out. All right, great. All right. So that is that. Does anybody have anything else to add to this? Anybody you have thought about who might be a good addition for the commission, or questions or thoughts you might have? I know we've talked about this for several meetings, so we will get this taken care of. All right, we're just going to move ahead with that then. All right, good. I didn't list this, although we've talked about it a little bit, just briefly, and then Barbara and Steve, you can talk about the walking tour event. And what I wanted to just mention to you was I did talk to Mary Dunn, who works for the Connecticut State Historic Preservation Office, and she will do training for our commission and also for Farmington's Historic District Commission whenever we're ready for it. So she has a PowerPoint. She would do it virtually. It's time, particularly with new members coming in, and some of you, Barbara and Steve in particular, you never got training of any kind. You just came in at a kind of funky time. It looks as if probably the best time for that would be January.
Okay.
So that we all have information about what our role is, what the role of the commission is, where's our guidance, what's in the various avenues that we could take to work with people who apply for a COA. Mary's been in the field for a long time, and she's very good. So I think we've got the right person to work with there. So I want you to know that that is in process, and we'll have that ready to rock and roll in January or February.
What is her title?
I don't remember her title. Steve, maybe you could Google her. She works for the State Historic Preservation Office, which is part of the Commission for Arts and Culture, or Culture and Art. She's been with the state for longer than I've been in the museum field here, so more than 30 years. And she's very knowledgeable. I mean, she's worked with all historic districts are her thing. So she knows what to do, how to do it. And she's the person, when you have a real historic district issue in Connecticut, you end up in her office. So she's the right person for us, I think.
Great.
Steve,
Yeah.
She's the Deputy State Historic Preservation Officer and Certified Local Government and Grants Coordinator.
Yeah, there you go.
So when we
Whatever.
do an expansion report, she's the one we send the report to review with the state for expansion of it, inclusion of properties in the district.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, she'll be a wonderful resource. So we'll take care of that as soon as possible. All right. They used to do with it's now Preservation Connecticut. Preservation Connecticut used to work with the state, and they did 2 or 3 training sessions around the state every year, but they're not doing those now. And I don't really know why, but at least we've got Mary. So we'll be, I think, in good shape. All right, so the Lovely Street walking tour program, Barbara, that you and Steve are working on together. Tell us how that's going and
Okay.
fabulous.
So, I put together the additional, I think it was 1, 2, let me just, 1, 2, 3, it was 5 additional properties that we were going to try to put into the brochure. And I did send them to Matt. Matt's not here, so I don't know how far he's gotten on that. He was going to represent that. There was a meeting of the Unionville Museum Committee, and Steve, you weren't there, right?
I was not.
Yeah, because you originally said you were going to try to be there anyway, and I wasn't there.
Yeah.
They have given us the dates between 6/11 and 7/16
5 weeks.
to pick. Now, were they planning to run for that length of time to actually run the displays, or that'll
Yes.
depend on, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
So we need to pick a date sometime in that. I mean, I think we should do it before July
Mm-hmm.
when so
Yeah.
many people are away.
Yep.
Before it gets hot.
Yeah, before it's too hot.
You know,
yeah.
you know, it could be 90 degrees in April. You never know.
Right.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, it might be
Okay.
nice to coincide it with the opening, which is Sunday, June 11th.
Right.
Uh, Sort of
Yeah,
a
that would
kickoff.
be-
Sort of a kickoff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But at the same time, from what Maureen, my partner, girlfriend, and I has explained, that one of the dilemmas that the docents related to them is that there's a rush of interest for the first week or two of an exhibit, and then
Right,
nothing.
right.
Oh.
So it'd be kind of interesting to do I wish they would give us more time, and I'm gonna ask Patty LeBouthier, the president, if we can actually have more time. I would like it to span into August even, because they really don't have another planned exhibit until September.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Gosh, yeah.
So the on the agenda, Maureen went to it last night,
Mhm.
is all they have really for July and August is this kind of open-ended movie project
Mhm.
thing. But there's no true exhibit, and they don't often do exhibits in the summer because people are away. But
Right.
you know, if we're going to put a lot of effort and time into creating this exhibit, it would be nice to have it there and and I even volunteered some of us to co-docent and to be there
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
during some of their hours to sort of, you know, represent the commission and explain to
Mhm.
people what we're about.
Oh, yeah. I would
not that-
definitely do that.
You know, not necessarily have to do a walking tour, but I'm gonna try to work on Patty about
Okay.
that, and her son
Okay.
Tim, who's the
Yep.
vice president, about opening it longer, having it there longer.
Great.
And it'd be nice to have a few walking tours to choose from, like one at the beginning that Sunday, and then one kind of in the middle, and one, you know, maybe near the end.
Yep. Yep.
So there'd be options and to kind of spread out
Mhm. Mhm.
our representation, I guess.
Okay. I was planning to talk to Patty. This is really terrible. I mean, Patty knows me as part of another organization.
Mm.
And the last time I spoke to her was probably a day or two after Red died. I did not know that at
Her
the
husband, yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So it was like I called her about something and like, oh my God. So, but I was definitely thinking of wanting to call her, get together with her to see exactly what kinds of things they were planning on putting out. And then in some ways, when we actually do the tours, we might emphasize a little of that, you know,
Uh-huh.
whether they talk about the Ups and Nut Factory at all, even though that's not on Lovely Street, people there were presidents and treasurers of that. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on, and it would be, you know, nice to talk to them and get a feel of exactly how they see that end coming.
Yeah.
I did send an email to Tom Fitzgerald asking if they had a preference as to some time in between here. But we could certainly, if we pick a date, send him, you know, let him know what the date is and see what that feeling is there. I don't know if they would want to do it 3 times during the summer, but you never know. They may be,
Yep.
they may have people there who want to do that.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
so do we at least want to pick a first date?
Sure.
Sunday, the 11th?
As far as the first scheduled
Sure,
walking
right.
tour.
The 11th?
My vote would be that opening day,
Yeah, yeah.
June 11th.
Do we know when high school graduation is? Is that later in the month?
Well, of course, we never know because of snow.
Okay.
I think they only have 3
Oh.
days now and after that it's virtual. Can we,
Let's see.
do I still have that app on
Last
here?
day of school is projected as June 8th.
June 8th, okay.
And I think they normally
So,
do graduation the last.
and the
on a
graduation
weekday.
is the last day,
On a
whatever it
weekday.
is. So it's never
Right.
on the weekends.
Okay, okay, just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure. All right.
Yeah. There's never a good day. There's always a day when someone has a major game, a major something going on. There's always
Yeah.
something else going on in town.
Yep.
Um, I guess we could check with it. Garrett, isn't there someone at town hall that keeps kind of like the dates of the major things?
Yeah, probably someone in
Like-
the town manager's office.
Like
Or
if there's
or the-
something major at the polo grounds, if they're gonna have a, you know, a dream ride or something like that.
That's probably best looked at on the Experience Farmington website. There's an incredible calendar there that all the groups put their events on.
Okay.
So you'd like to do
that
3
tomorrow?
Yeah, can I just ask the 3 events that you're both thinking of? Those are walking tours, each one different than the other one. Is that?
Well, is
that sounds
that
great
what
to
is that what you're thinking of?
Well-
Steve, we really haven't talked about that, but
Not necessarily. I was imagining 3 opportunities for the same tour.
Got it. Okay.
So
same.
if someone
okay.
can't make the June 11th one, they'll make the July 13th one, or
Okay. Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
hopefully we'll get it, you know, continued and expanded into August, hopefully.
Okay.
And then sort of spread it out that way. But you know, now that I'm thinking about it, you know, there's an opportunity for us here to highlight Lovely Street being the newest historic district added. But why not just, you know, go all in and have a Main Street walking tour or a Key Street or Cottage Street walking tour? You know, why not have, and you could even leave a sign-up sheet,
Sure.
you know, for people who are interested in these other districts.
Sure.
There's no reason why we can't give some sort of space to each of these districts.
Mhm. Yeah.
you know, we don't have to, you know, use the entire space just to dedicate to Lovely Street.
Yep.
Even though some of my ideas that are churning up in my head and you know, reading your, you know, social history synopses, Barbara, is to, you know, why not use the Unionville Museum's archives and do, you know, little blurbs on each of the industries
Oh,
these
absolutely.
these homeowners were involved with.
Right.
And so you tie it together with architectural history, industrial manufacturing history, social history. And then that, you know,
Right.
provides a rich,
Because
multifaceted kind of exhibit, which would really, I think, be appealing to more people.
what you really have is you've got the area, you know, you've got Lovely Street, Main Street, where you had the owners, maybe the richer class. You had Lovely Street, and then you have that area, is it Perry Street? You know, that Unionville Center, if you want, where you literally had the workers living, where you had
That's right.
boarding homes for the people who worked there. So those three streets are very, very much connected.
Yep, yep. I think that's exciting. We've got the material to do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Those blurbs have already been done. You already have that. Plus, we can
Right.
certainly find more information and
Yep.
pictures. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll wait to hear how the Unionville Museum feels about
Yeah.
expanding this through August. That makes a lot of sense.
It does. Yeah.
But I think having the first event on the 6th when it opens makes I mean, that just is common sense as well. All right, I think probably. And is it your feeling that the Unionville Museum is going to do the exhibit with their own people, with a little help from us, or how is that going to play out?
Well,
Right.
just, you know, being a volunteer there.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
being the mouse, you know, with the big ears.
yeah, yep.
While I'm, you know, hanging things off a ladder safely.
Don't
and
fall.
cleaning up. I'm hearing the docents and some of the museum staff, members, are exhausted a lot, and a lot of them are older folks. I truly believe that they're gonna really love our help and would love to open up their archives and their
Okay.
their
Okay.
document rooms and so, you know, I think what it's going to take is, I think there should be a representation, at least Barbara and I, hopefully others, is to join a Unionville Museum meeting, kind of give them the pitch and request, you know, full access to their resources and really ask them, you know, we want your guidance on using the space, you know, how you go about doing the display boards, and who are the people that you get to blow up the pictures and do the printing.
Okay.
I really think,
And then we'll see how much we need to get involved to complete the project. Yes, I understand what you're saying, Steve.
I have a feeling that they're going to expect
Got it.
a lot of groundwork, legwork, computer work, practical, creative handwork.
Okay.
That's
go
all right. That would be,
So,
we can do that. Yep.
Did you want to wait for a meeting, or do you want to set up a meeting with Patty?
Yeah, let me approach
Why don't
Patty.
we do that?
I'm going to approach Patty about the expansion
Mhm.
of the exhibit, the time, the schedule,
Okay,
and then ask, how would she like a meeting to happen? Is it
okay.
a special meeting, which they have every now and
Mhm.
then? Or
Yeah.
would it be too disruptive to schedule it with one of their monthly
Yeah.
meetings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Good. That's great.
Okay.
That's
So
wonderful.
let me talk to Patty first.
All right. Then I'll let you approach her first,
Yeah,
and then please bring me into it.
yes,
And I would probably love to volunteer there. I haven't yet, but I
yeah,
should really.
Good.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm glad to help in any way. Just, yeah, glad to help. Great.
I
Well,
mean-
that's very exciting. Good.
Well, when you say they're all old, how old are they? I mean,
I didn't say old.
There's-
I
this
said
isn't the youngest group I've ever seen on this committee.
older.
Old
I
is.
didn't say old. I'm very
They-
careful about
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
Sounded like you're trying to set up a joke, Barbara.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Steve's not biting. Not gonna do it.
Hey, I had a blood test today. When they asked me my birthday, I made it 20 years later, and they just kind of looked at me and said, I said, trying to be younger.
You might as well, right? That's great.
Exactly.
Well, this is very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we'll just wait to hear from you at the next
Okay.
meeting, and then we'll jump right in, and
Okay.
directed by you, we'll start to do the work.
Okay.
And I'm
And-
happy to help out in any way.
And if we have any real specific information in between, we can send out an email,
Yeah.
I mean, we're not just, this isn't discussing someone's home, so
Right.
it's not a problem with us having discussions in between, so.
That's
okay.
right. Good. All right. Excellent. Well, we've done it again. It was a productive meeting. Is there anything, any mission or do we have any questions for Garrett about what's going on in Unionville or?
I see some good stonework and landscaping work has been going on in the Pocket Park.
Yes.
I've been noticing that. That
Yeah.
looks like they're getting started with that, yeah.
Yes, they poured the concrete this week. I think they put the bolts in for the sign.
Yeah.
I don't know when the sign is getting delivered or installed.
I think I saw
can
some
find out.
granite or cobblestone.
Yeah, so there's some, so
Mm.
originally that little, there's the two benches and the sidewalk that was kind of thrown together without a formal plan. Just to spruce up the area after that after that area was taken down. So they did outline the sign pad and the bench areas with cobblestones because they had them already from when they took out the old bench pads, and they had some more left over. The town had some left over somewhere, and then they had to buy a few, I believe. So that was kind of outlined, and then that outlines also the nut shaped pedestal or area where the sign will be. And then the benches are installed, so just waiting on the sign.
That's exciting. Great.
And then you'll have a COA next month for 230 Main Street, the blue
Oh.
house that I talked to you about last
Yes.
meeting.
Yes,
Right, yeah.
yes.
I think it's
And
230.
the CO, yes, there was the zone change, but that doesn't really affect us.
Multiple.
Mm,
Mhm.
Right,
70.
230, yeah, 230 Main
Yeah.
Street. So we'll have that. They had some changes. It just came in this week, so I haven't even looked at it yet.
Okay,
Um,
okay. All right, thank you for that.
Hopefully, we'll get Aaron and Summer and Morosino at 112 Lovely Street at the end of Merriman another
Oh,
chance for
yes.
recruitment. They've approached me about repairing that Ionic Capitol that's missing.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's like a gap tooth on a beautiful facade.
Yeah,
The that tropical storm took out some of their windows,
yes.
and it knocked off a Capitol, and luckily they saved some of that one. The second
Yeah.
one in is missing, and they saved some of it. It's a cast plaster with horsehair binder, and
Oh, wonderful.
they want me to replace it. So
That's
up a
great,
ladder I
Steve.
go, up a ladder even
Oh,
higher.
well,
Okay.
be a little bit more careful. Do you want me to
I'm
come
kidding.
and hold the ladder for you on the bottom? If you're gonna push them and talk about the district, maybe I'll come and hold the ladder for you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we've talked about it, and they're very willing to reconsider, and so we'll
Okay.
have to give them another pitch.
All
I'm,
right.
I'm always amazed that there aren't accidents there as you drive past it on Lovely. I mean, I always turn to look at that house.
Yeah, just after you crest a blind hill, and
Right.
another
Right.
blind hill is coming from
Coming,
Stanford.
right. And I know I do. I always turn to look at that house. So,
Yeah,
and I'm
Yeah,
sure I'm
it's a
not the
beauty.
only one.
it is a
Yeah.
beauty. Oh, that's great. I'm glad that has worked out the way it is, Steve. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We've got some good history people on Merriman. Got wonderful history people. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
We'll pull them in.
Oh, and the young couple that lives across from you on 100,
Yeah.
lovely. I can't remember their names. They're both museum members now.
Oh, good.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful. Yes, that's great.
So we might be able to, grab that house too.
Good.
Another good colonial revival.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
See, it's all about getting to know your community, right?
Yep.
Getting to know people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're at the conclusion of our meeting. If nobody has anything else they'd like to discuss or bring up. Steve, take care of yourself,
Yes. Thank
right?
you.
Please. Oh, there's Ann. Hi, Ann.
Oh,
When did you come? Did you just come
Hi.
in? There she is.
just a few minutes ago, I was at the wake for Cindy
Oh,
Cindy Waters.
Steelman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I'm glad
She
you
lived on
came.
Merriman Street for a brief time. And
Did
she
she?
lived in Farmington Woods, Barbara.
Oh, okay.
Cindy Spielman.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ann, I'm sorry it's such a short meeting for you, but it's good to see your face. And we'll see you at the next one. And I know Steve and Barbara have lots of good things to talk to you about. So,
okay.
so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting. If somebody would like to offer that.
I shall move. Otherwise,
Thank you, Barbara. I was about to say, Bob, come
sitting and
on.
looking.
Bob, would you like to second that?
I would, yes. Second.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
and all in favor of adjournment, please indicate by saying aye.
I.
Aye. Any nays? Wonderful.